Hey, what's up guys? Today we'll be drawing the 6-path Sage Mode Naruto from Naruto. In this short video tutorial, I'll be going over the step-by-steps of how to create this Naruto drawing from start to finish. Now, if you wanted to see the speed drawing video, go ahead and click on the info card now. Hey, also feel free to check out the videos in the description below, the video chapters in the description below, to preview all the steps or to skip to the chapters that interest you the most. And if you already love this completed drawing you see here, why not hit like and subscribe? Now let's take a look at the materials we need for this drawing. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, a medium point black marker, a fine point black marker. I have here with me a yellow and an orange for all the glowing parts on Naruto. I have a peach tan color and a brown tan color for the skin. Last but not least, I have a gray and a black for all the black parts on Naruto. Okay, so throughout the whole video, I'll be doing a lot of speed drawing and briefly going all the steps. We're going to begin by roughing in the basic shapes and forms, and then refine the rough sketch with a detailed drawing, trace it over with marker, erase the pencil marks, then put in the colors, and finally thicken the profile lines to pop out the character off the page, okay? So, if you're drawing along, feel free to hit pause whenever you like to keep up. Are you ready? Let's get started. Alright, now before we start our drawing, let's take a look at a reference picture of the 6-path Sage Mode Naruto and find out what shapes and form we can use to help us create this drawing. Okay, so let's take a look. Very cool pose, you know. Like always, I like to use a circle for the head, put in my cross, come down to the torso. Now the torso, now face is front facing, face is front facing, the torso is kind of sideways facing to the left. Okay, and then we have the hip, also sideways facing to the left, and then come down with one leg, the knee, and the foot. The other leg coming down here, this direction, the other foot, and we have two shoulder joints here. Okay, this arm will come down here, and then come down again, holding a pole. And then we have this arm that comes down here, the other hand holding another pole, going up like that. Okay, that's pretty much like the figure of this Naruto drawing. Okay, so now lighting wise, yes, there's still highlight, mid-tone and shadow, but because the 6-path Sage Mode Naruto is kind of like all glowing. Okay, so you'll see like there's no direct light source like from one direction, like from left to right. No, it's just one big light bulb glowing. So anything around the center will be lighter, anything around the edge will be darker to give it like a glowing effect. Okay, now since he's wearing like a little vest, okay, that's all glowing. This part, the inside of the suit, okay, it's kind of like a jumpsuit. The suit will be a little bit lighter on the top and the darker on the bottom. Alright, so that's lighting direction. Now we have enough information for us to start our drawing. Let's get to it. So let's begin with basic shape and form, and let's do stick figuring first, okay? Okay, so now we have the stick figure of the character. At this stage, draw super loose, okay? No like definitive lines. Just draw very loose about like generally what where the joints are, how the pose is, like the proportion wise compared with a reference drawing. Okay, you're doing super rough lines right now, and then because literally everything you draw at this stage, like will be erased. Like nothing will be like none of these lines are gonna stay like and become a definitive line. They're all just for reference. Okay, so next stage is to add form to this stick figure. So thicken up the legs, thicken up the arms, thicken up the body, the torso, the hip. So it actually will have a form that closely resembles the Naruto reference picture we have. Okay, so let's give it some form. Okay, so see how we added a form and thickness to like the arms, the body, the legs. So next is clove figuring. Okay, so stick figure, form figure, clove figure. Okay, so completes the basic shapes and form stage for a character, standard humanoid character. So next, I'm actually going to put in like the major shapes for the clothing. So, for example, the vest, mark off where the pants would end, and then including like the shoes, mark off the gloves and that crazy hair too. Okay, and also some accessories like the little globes little spheres that flies around him and make the pose a little bit thicker and whatnot. Okay, so this next step is about the clothing, the accessories, the weapons, and the shapes of like the major accessories and clothes. Okay, alright, let's get to it. Now I know this is a rough sketch, but believe me, if you get this step, if you get the stage right, the basic shapes and forms, whatever follows will just be a breeze. Okay, this is actually what I consider the most important stage of the drawing, because everything that comes afterwards, the details, the colors, the lighting and shadow, this is a foundation of everything that comes after. Okay, and so that you see how I draw very lightly at this stage, it is to avoid committing to any lines too soon. So when I start to refine the drawing in a second, I'm gonna like draw heavier on the definitive lines that I find. Okay, and then you'll see that this rough sketch will fade away, and your refined pencil work will emerge from the basic shapes and forms. Okay, so if you're not happy with what you have right now, keep working on it until you do. Remember, you're not making your own Naruto yet. You're learning from how to draw Naruto correctly. You're learning from this reference picture here. So learn how to draw Naruto correctly first, and then you can start creating your own versions of the Naruto. Okay? So double check the anatomy, double check the composition, double check everything. Okay? Double check the structure. Okay? And learn from it. And if you're happy with what you have right now, let's go into the detail drawing. Okay, see how the rough sketch feels like it's faded away? It feels like it never existed, now that we have a refined pencil drawing. Okay, so the technique that I like to use when I do my refined pencil drawing is to use short and repetitive strokes. So learn to do that as well, okay? You'll see that I keep throwing on very short strokes, and in the beginning it's not defined, it's very rough, but when I see my definitive line, you know, amongst the rough lines, I'll start drawing heavier. Okay, and that is how my real line work would jump out from like the rough sketch, okay? And you literally don't even have to erase the rough sketch, it'll just feel like it's faded away. Alright, so next step is to trace the pencil drawing with the marker, and then erase the pencil drawing afterwards. Alright, so now, the tip here is to keep rotating your paper, okay, to produce smoother lines. And remember that you don't have to finish a long line with one single stroke. You can always break it up into several strokes, just to make sure that it looks, continuous. Oh, sorry. So for example, say I'm drawing this line right here on his vest, okay? I'm not going to try to finish it with one stroke. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. See, it's 3 strokes, but it feels like it's 1. Okay? So, give that a try. Alright, so now before we begin tracing, if you enjoyed the tutorial so far, remember to hit like and subscribe. It is the biggest appreciation I can get from you guys. Okay, so now let's start tracing. Alright, so remember when you erase, hold down your paper, okay? So, or else, like, if you're not careful, you might make a couple of creases on your paper, which is not good. That's a bad example. Okay, so next step is coloring. Now, most objects you draw will have highlight, midtone, and shadows, but like I said in the beginning, for this Naruto drawing, if we take a look at our reference picture, he is just a glowing light bulb. Okay, so when we color, just have to be careful. Make sure that area around the center, you leave it white. Area around the corner, you make it dark. Okay, so I'm gonna just pretty much combine the midtone and shadow steps. You know, I'll be doing midtone and shadow at once. I'll be just laying down like a layer of yellow around the edge, and then do the orange around the very edge, and then a gray tone on more of the top area, and then a black on the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna do a midtone and shadow together. All right. So let's start coloring. Okay, so now we have all the colors in there. Now I know that looks pretty cool already. You know, as you can see, like all the edge is like a darker color, and then the center I like the white to give like this glowing effect for Naruto. Okay, so now. No, it looks pretty cool already, but the last step we're gonna do is to add profile lines. Like, make the profile lines thicker. Now, the profile lines are like major shapes, like the head, the arm, the leg, and the big clothing shapes, like the rod, the poles, and stuff like that. Oop, I missed the. Uh-oh, missed my shadow here. Okay, so now I'm going to thicken the profile lines, and after I thicken the profile lines, you're going to see the figure pop off the page even more. Okay, because this figure does have a lot of black, and the reason why I didn't ink it in is I do want to express that subtle gradient in there. Okay, so after I thicken up the profile lines, you'll be able to even see Naruto better. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, and this completes our drawing for the 6 Paths Sage Mode Naruto, from Naruto. Okay, and hope you guys enjoyed the drawing tutorial. Let me know in the comments below what we should draw next. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Now remember, drawing is like playing the piano. You can have the best instructor and the best music sheet in front of you. You might even know the music very well. But it is only through practice that you will get better and become what you want to be. The whole point of my videos is to provide a side-by-side training for you on a daily basis, like riding a bicycle. I might have to hold your bike for you in the beginning, but just keep drawing, and before you know it, you'll be ready. I'll see you next time.